Series as the Adult Literacy and Volunteer Services Manager. Thank you for joining me today in yoga, and today we will do just some regular standard poses that I should be doing every day, and a few stretches for the calves, for tight calves. So we'll find a comfortable seat. I am currently in hero pose, or sitting on my knees, and I'm going to try to move around to do a crisscross applesauce, as we say, but I may not be able to do it because my hip has been very tight. All right, so here I am in a crisscross applesauce. Right leg is crossed over left, and I'll start with a little bit of coming into the moment and some breathing. So I'm right now using the wall a little bit to support me. It's got my lower back, but I try not to always do that. All right, so here we are, coming into the moment. Perhaps the hands are lightly on the knees, or maybe resting in the lap. If this isn't comfortable, one can pile up more blankets in order to lift the hips higher, or sit on a block in a seated on the knees position. So we will come into the moment here. Maybe for the first 3 breaths, not necessarily trying to deepen them or to change the breathing in any way, just taking a moment or 3 breaths, which could be a long time, in order to start feeling maybe your pulse, maybe your heartbeat, and finding out where your breath is for the day or for the moment. And once you've observed those 3 breaths, let's look for 3 more with a little bit of attention to lengthening the inhales and the exhales. If you have the hand on the chest, you may feel the chest rising as you breathe in and falling again as you breathe out. And now for the next 3 breaths, let's bring some true attention to the inhale, which we will close the lips lightly and breathe in through the nose. Feeling the belly expand, feeling the chest expand, and maybe holding it just for a second at the top of that inhale and exhaling through the mouth slowly, and feeling both the chest and the belly to fall or to lower as you exhale. Inhaling again long through the nose. Oh, now you can feel maybe where some cricks are in the neck. Move the neck around. Exhaling through the mouth and coming in more to the center. Zipping up here through the midline. Inhale. Feeling perhaps as if there were a string pulling the head into a central position. Chin on top of chest, chest on top of hips. Exhaling, and one last inhale. Exhale. All right, so now we can start some yoga poses. So I am going to switch up the position of my legs so that I get a little bit of a different stretch. So now right is over left, and I'm going to plant the right hand, fingers wide, just outside of the right hip and center here, and inhale, rising the arm, bring it over the head and feeling a nice stretch of the left ribs. Making sure the right shoulder is not inside the left shoulder, excuse me, is not inside the left ear, and pushing down to lend support with the bottom hand. Checking in with the neck, stretching here, and now exhale, bringing the arm down and planting that left hand, fingers wide, just outside of the left hip, and we'll inhale the right arm up and kind of over the head. Push down slightly with the bottom hand and just check in with the neck again on the side and feeling a nice long stretch to lengthen the right side of the body. Exhale the right arm down, and we'll do it again on the other side. Maybe take a little bit of less time, but pushing down with the right and lifting with the left, and feeling strong on the right hand side and stretchy on the left. Make sure the neck is relaxed. Make sure you're breathing. And keep that shoulder out of the ear. And once more again, the opposite side. And come down. So from here, I have my block with me and I have my blanket with me since I'm on my hips. And from here, make your way any way that you can, slowly or quickly, into a tabletop position. So knees and hands are going to be on the floor, and you can pad those knees if you wish, or pad the hands if you wish, or pad both. I shall pad the knees, and we shall come into a few cat-cows. So we're in a nice strong tabletop position. We have the knees padded, and knees are below hips, and hands are below elbows, which are below shoulders. We'll inhale, pressing down with the hands and into the knees and arching the belly towards the floor. Look up and exhale, round the back. Maybe even pulling in the abdominals. Inhale again slowly, arch the back. Exhale, close the body, stretch up with the spine. One more inhale, look up. Don't crunch the neck, just look up gently. And exhale, look towards the navel and maybe even pull the belly in. All right, from here, we will step back with the, in my case, it's the right hand foot, and maybe give it a little bit of a stretch. So my toes are pointed, they are on the mat, and I'm pushing back with my heel towards the opposite wall. Little stretch here. Pull that in. Now the other knee. So the knee is straight. The toes are benched. The toes are curved, and I am pushing back with the heel towards the opposite wall of the room. My hands are spread wide to hold the weight of the front of me, and I'm getting a nice little stretch of my calf. All right, coming back. Now we're
going to come from here. We'll push the toes into the ground and pull up the hips for a downward facing dog. This one's a little bit choked up. You can undo it a little bit. Hands are strong, elbows are slightly bent. Spine is long, hips are reaching towards the ceiling or the back wall, and we can have a slight bend in the knees. From here, we'll bend them deeply and we'll pedal them out to get some feeling into the hips and ankles. Very nice. So from here, we'll lift the front leg and lift it up and then bring it through and stay on the tiptoes in the back, and keeping the front leg bent, we'll come into a lunge. So here from the downward facing dog pose with the hips lifted, the elbows slightly bent, the heels reaching towards the ground, and a long spine, definitely feeling a stretch in the calves. We'll lift the front leg and reach it forward in a high lunge or runner's lunge. So I'm going to set up my foot here. It's flat and my knee is bent, and my knee is not going ahead of my toes. My toes are in front of my knee. I'm leaving the back leg up strong, and I'm coming up into a lunge. Arms lifted, toes are pushing into the back, into the floor, and the heel is reaching towards the back wall. From here, we're feeling a definite runner stretch. So the calf is stretching, the front hip is stretching. I'm feeling strength in the bent leg, thigh, and now I'm stretching out the ribs as well. All right. When you're about done with that, you can bring the arms down. Now set up the hands again about shoulder width and bring the front leg back. Reach back up with the hips, pressing into the floor with the hands, reaching back with the heels. Long spine and pushing up with the hips. Now we'll do the back leg. Lift that and then bend it and bring it through. So set yourself up for success here. Strong front foot, flat foot, and then the back leg, the toes are, you're on your toes and the heel is still lifted for that calf stretch, and coming up into, whoops, I used the wall, coming up into another runner's lunge. Strong hips, strong knees, definitely feeling it in the feet and the toes. The ankles are actually strengthening here too. Stretching up with the arms, shoulders out of the ears, balance as well, and feeling that stretch in the other calf, the opposite calf. All right, when you've had enough of that, you can bring the hands down again. Scoop the foot back to meet the other. One last little downward facing dog. We'll pedal out the legs, come to knees, and then sit back down again. From here, I'm on my knees in hero pose, so that's a nice stretch of the thighs, and I'll come to rest for just a moment. I definitely feel some strength and some stretchiness from that practice, and I will repeat it again in order to keep my calves from paining me. All right, taking a few breaths here, feeling the heartbeat, feeling hopefully energized and ready to go on with the next thing, and hearing a motorcycle outside.
Bringing the palms together, thumbs touch the chest. I thank you for taking this moment with me to pause in the day and notice. All right, I'll see you on another video, and thank you for coming.